What's up? And welcome back again to another live vlog. So, as of this moment, I am currently here in Taoyuan International Airport, Terminal 1. So, there are two terminals here in Taiwan for the Taoyuan. So, AirAsia is assigned for Terminal 1. That is why I'm here. So the airport is so nice, it's so big, and it's very cold, and it has all the amenities that you need. So the airport, by the way, is not in the territory of Taiwan or in Taipei or in New Taipei, so it's a bit far. So probably that's the trend nowadays, wherein the airports are not placed very near the city center to avoid traffic. But even though it's far, there are a lot of choices actually on what we are going to ride from the airport going to the different parts of Taiwan. One of that, the most common, is the bus. So the moment you arrive in the arrival hall, you just go below one floor, you will then find the bus station. So that's what I did because the moment I landed, the moment I arrived in the airport, what I did was I rode a bus from directly from the airport going to Taichung. Yes. And the good thing about that bus is it has a lot of stops in Taichung. So you just have to tell the lady at the counter to tell you where you should be dropped off. Yes. So there's a bit of a language barrier because we cannot speak English very well, but at least we were able to understand each other. So from bus, so you can also ride the bus from the airport going to Taipei City and to other parts of the country here in Taiwan. The next mode of transportation is the train. So you can ride a train from the airport going to Taipei City, going to Taipei main station. So there's a direct link there from the airport going to there. Although the interval of the available trains is like it's not that many, but it could really accommodate those who are going to and from the airport. Yes. Another option that you can take is the high-speed railway. I am not pretty sure actually if the railway station, the high-speed railway station, is near the airport. But from what I have read, it's actually a bit far. Not that far, but you still have to ride. I think that that another line of train for you to go there. So it's important that you do your research before you come here because I tell you, the public transportation system of Taiwan is very efficient, complicated yet systematic, and it does make sense. But since it has a lot of public transportation, things get complicated, especially when you go to Taipei main station. You would surely encounter a lot of floors there, a lot of trains, a lot of buses waiting. So Taipei main station is really very big and it also has underground levels. So base, ground floor, and another level. So yeah, so you have to be very mindful of that. So that's why you have to study. And then it's also very difficult to find the entrance to, yeah. But you just have to read the signages. So yeah, what else? And of course, probably the most pricey of all is to rent a car. So you can actually rent a car from the airport going to your point of destination. However, I don't recommend doing that because aside from it's expensive, the public transportation system here in Taiwan is so nice that you don't need that one. However, if you have a little, if you have an extra money to splurge, then why not? So there's even I think a limousine or something, a premium car. So the cars here in Taiwan are so nice. Promise. Okay. So yeah, before I will continue what I am talking, I'll just give you a quick tour here. What's the situation? So this is what Terminal 1 looks like on the inside. So this is the departure area. So we are not done yet with our boarding. So this is what it looks like. So there are many banks here that facilitates the exchange of currency. There's another bank over there, and there's an elevator, and this one is a souvenir shop that is closed. So that one is Mega Bank. So yeah. So there are also counters here. That's one, and then counter two. So by the way, that's where Air Asia is situated. As far as I could remember, Air Asia was assigned there before when we had our trip to Taiwan last year, July of last year. But since Air Asia only has a few flights here in Taiwan, so they only have few counters. Yes. So we are still waiting for our flight. By the way, our scheduled flight is April 13. So today is still April 12, 9:33 p.m. My scheduled flight is April 13, 1:55 a.m. So sad. And after that, my expected landing in Manila is 4 in the morning. So however, I don't have any other option because my flight going back to Davao from Manila is, I think it's still 5 p.m. So I don't have a choice but to stay in NAIA Terminal 3 from 4 in the morning to uh, 4 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Yes. So what else? Aside from that, another thing that we have to take into consideration when traveling in Taiwan is like the cost of the public transport is uh, a little bit cheap. So it's very affordable, and then you get what you pay for because it's so convenient. Aside from that, the people here in Taiwan is so nice. So they are so polite. I haven't heard of many complaints that Taiwanese are racist. Probably there are some isolated cases, but from what I have heard, as compared to the neighboring East Asian countries, so I haven't heard of many, especially Filipinos, who said that Taiwanese are rude people. Usually, what I often hear is Taiwanese are so nice. Yes, we are very much welcoming with the foreigners that are working here. In fact, there are many Filipinos who are working here. So most of the Filipinos before who worked here in Taiwan works as a factory worker. But since 2019, the government launched program, a bilingual program wherein the goal of the Taiwanese government is that by 2030, all Taiwanese people will become bilingual. So bilingual in the sense that aside from mastering Mandarin, which is their main language, they should also be able to converse in English. Yes. So there are many ways on looking at bilingualism as a policy, but that's what I know of. Probably aside from that, if they will be able to achieve their goal for their bilingual program, schools will then be starting to teach their subjects in English. But in some schools here in Taiwan, especially international schools, they are doing that already. So many schools nowadays here in Taiwan, and not many, but like a lot of them already are offering programs wherein the medium of instruction is English. So yeah, I'm still thinking of whether I will be applying here, but I'll try because just like Filipinos, accordingly, Taiwanese are also glorifying Americans. So to the point that accordingly, even if that teacher that they hired is really not that good, but the fact that he or she is a foreigner and the color of the skin is white, then that's good. So something like that. So it's a sad reality, but nowadays, international schools are already accepting Filipino teachers. But they see to it that they don't reached to a point wherein there are a lot of Filipino teachers in one school. So maybe they are having a quota from each country. So say for example, they will only be allowing two Filipino teachers in one school. Others are, yeah, something like that. But their preferred teachers that they would like to hire is white people. Aside from that, it's also worth seeing that according to the one shared by my friend who is working here, many of those white people who is teaching in Taiwan, they will be leaving their job 1, 2, or 3 years after they got hired. I don't know what's the reason, but I think they got easily bored and then they don't care anymore. So yeah, what else do I have to say? So since this is an airport, there are a lot of fast food and a lot of restaurants for you to choose from. So this is the departure area. You can't see here any fast food. Yeah, like there's no food counter here. Probably the reason for that is they don't want this to get dirty because of the food. So you can only see here banks and then counters for those who would like to avail the different transportation services of Taiwan. But if you will go one story, one floor lower, so that one right over there, you will find there a lot of restaurants and a lot of fast food chains that maybe you would like to go there and eat. So even if it's already 9:39 in the evening, it's still full of people. And Taiwan has a lot of tourists. So yeah, what else do I have to share? So another thing that is worth sharing is I guess I have shared everything already. So by the way, I will not be making anymore another vlog from Taipei to Manila because I've been doing it, yeah, and I did it already last year. So I'll not be making another vlog. So that's the reason why I did this live vlog because I'm tired already of editing videos. So yeah. By the way, before I forget, speaking of English teachers, so English teachers are very in demand here in Taiwan because aside from schools who hire teachers for their students, there are also a lot of language centers here in Taiwan, specifically English language centers. So yes, so it's either you work for a school, whether it's private or public school, or you work in a language center. But of course, those who are working in public schools or private schools have higher salary, and then their teaching load is fixed, so their salary is fixed. However, if you will be working as a language center teacher, you might you might get abused because there were already reported cases wherein the employer um, did not follow the agreed upon salary. So, but others prefer it that way because if you are hired in a public school or private school, you're not allowed to have um, part-time jobs. But I think if you will be working as a teacher in language school, I think you are allowed to work for another job. And then if you are going to decide to teach as a public school teacher here or private school, you have to get your permit from the Ministry of Education. But if you would like to work here as a language center teacher, you have to go through with the Ministry of Employment, something like that. So yeah, so I learned a lot because I'm always following those Filipino teachers who are working here in Taiwan as foreign English teachers. That would be all. Bye.